Saturday morning, pre-gig, just got back from a dog walk, it's pouring with rain. So you find me in my kitchen for a change. Hello, Chi. Chihuahua wants to come and say hello to you all. He's just come back from his walk. He's met a new friend called Rocky. 16-week-old sausage dog. Come say hello. There we are. There you go. Speak to the world. Tell them all your woes. Hope you're well. So yesterday, if you were following the live chats, we were at Saltasia Festival at Windsor Racecourse with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno. And today we've got a wedding with Uncle Funk over in Chelmsford Way. So I'd have to be there for a few hours. And as I said, it's absolutely pouring with rain here. Thankfully, we managed to get a dog walk in. And as I opened the car door to put his lordship in, the heavens opened. So we timed that well. Didn't we, mister? We got an hour, got about 50 minutes in. What do you reckon? Yeah? Was it good? Yeah, you met your new friend, didn't you? And we met Robert Lindsay, who's a famous actor here in the UK. Seen him about over the years, walking his dogs. Always say hello if he's about. Hadn't seen him actually since, goodness, much earlier in the year when we still had Max, long before Charlie was with us. So he said, your dog shrunk. I said, no, unfortunately, that dog passed away. This is the new addition. And one of his was at home. I said, you're down a dog as well. He said, no, I was having a late breakfast. It's like, okay. But yeah, so here we are. So how did the gig go last night? Well, that was a mixed bag. So we'd done a sound check earlier in the day and lots of hours hanging around. That was fine. I could have come home. Decided not to risk rush hour traffic in order to get back. So we all stayed, of course. And about 5 minutes before we went on stage, my next door neighbour's son was backstage, tapped me on the shoulder. I said, what are you doing here? He said, well, what are you doing here? I said, well, I'm playing. I don't know what you're doing here. He said, well, my best friend runs the festival. Oh, to have friends in high places. You going in your bed, are you? Go on then. And I said, oh, well. I said, well, enjoy the show. I'll try and catch you later. And he said, oh, by the way, Mum and Dad are here. They're right in front of you on the front row. So my neighbours, who I've lived next to for 18 years, had never seen me play, never seen me do a gig anywhere. And lo and behold, they're at a festival that I'm playing at. So anyway, they got to see the 30-second greatest hits show last night. 30-minute greatest hits show. And I think they enjoyed it. I got some nice messages back from them, so that's good. And but the gig, I was going along quite nicely. First song, thought something's not right in my monitor mix. Doesn't sound how it did when we did sound check. And because we were only doing 30 minutes, I didn't set up the iPad. We literally had 10 minutes changeover between Odyssey coming off and us going on. So I didn't bring the iPad, which is what I normally use for doing my mix. If you see when we do a normal length Uncle Funk show, I have an iPad on my stand. I'm not reading notes or anything like that. It's my mixer for the in-ear monitors because we don't have backline. But we only had 10-minute changeover. And I thought 30 minutes, it'll be fine. I don't need to worry. And something happened. I suspect user error within the band, but we haven't had that conversation yet. Basically, we have independent sends for our ears. So like two female singers share a send. Male singer has his own send. Drummer has his own send. I have my own. Don't know what happens with the guitarist and the keyboard player. I think they might be on like a general band mix thing. But anyway, I'm quite fortunate that I have my own send, number 3. Press number 3, you see my mix. I think someone pressed number 3, not knowing what they were pressing. And all of a sudden, mid-song, we were in the middle, well, we weren't in the middle, we just started Boogie Nights. And all the instrumentation and click, guide, backing track, anything musical disappeared out of my ears. Bear in mind, I've got no amplifier, got no monitor at my feet. So no music. I can't hear bass, can't hear drum, can't hear anything. And I suddenly had poleaxing vocals. So the two girl singers and the male singer. Couldn't hear any BVs, just poleaxing vocals. Full whack, fully distorted in my ears. Completely threw me. I tried quickly to rip out my ears so that I could hear either the out front sound or I could get a gauge of what was going on stage. And I made a hell of a fluff. I got completely disoriented. It's like, I can't do it. We're in the middle of playing. I can't rip out an in-ear. And because when we're on stage, I've got ears, sunglasses that we wear, and a headpiece, and it's all kind of locked in. And I've learned over the year, I learned very quickly on this band after like the first gig, put your ears in, then put your glasses on, then put the headpiece on. But in order to get to the ears, you either end up having to loosen the headpiece and the glasses because they're hooked over your ears. And you can kind of take them out, but there's not a lot of leverage there. And I couldn't do it quicker. I couldn't remove it. So I had poleaxing vocals in my ears for the best part of Boogie Nights and Lost in Music. It's a double header segue. And I just couldn't hear a thing, and it was awful. It was disorientating and not good. I don't know if someone in the band adjusted their mix. I know someone did because I watched them do it, but I don't know if it was that or something else technologically that changed. But anyway, it certainly wasn't the mix I had at soundcheck. Come off stage and let's tell the guys in the band what happened. Who changed something? And then the drummer tells me he had the opposite. He lost all his vocals and had all the band, which he doesn't normally have, blaring in his ears. And I then hear from the guitarist that all he could hear was my backing vocal. Well, I couldn't even hear that. He said, I lost everything and all I had was your backing vocal blaring in my ears. Poor guy. My BV sounds great in the mix with the band, but not on its own. So yes, there was some fun and games technologically going on, but it is what it is. Mid-gig, you just got to get on with it. But it didn't help that we only had a 10-minute changeover. Although, to be fair, we couldn't have changed anything anyway. You know, it kind of was what it was. So we're not sure quite what happened. So when we get to today's gig, we're going to try and iron out the gremlin, wherever it is. Whether it was someone did something or something happened on the iPad that controls our overall sound, or something wasn't right. And but there we go, got to the end. Crowd seemed to thoroughly enjoy it, and yeah, it was over before we even knew. I think we did Casey and Sunshine Band medley, Boogie Nights, Lost in Music, Staying Alive, Le Freak, and our Get Down on It, Oops Upside Your Head medley thing that we do. And that was it. That's all we got in 30 minutes. But it was great time. Good to see the other bands and stuff, and we had a bit of a blast. But yeah, kind of a bit of a sour note for me and my monitoring. It was completely threw me. Disorientation like you wouldn't believe, because there's nothing you can do. I've got no point of reference. I've got no bass amp, so I can't hear any bass. I can't hear anything. I can't get my ears out to be able to hear what's going on around me, and all I've got is completely full whack 11 out of 10 distorted vocals. Great. But anyway, round 2 today. We'll have another go. See how far we get. It's a wedding today, so it should be good. And then what have we got? So tomorrow is immense YouTube content day. I've got no house jobs or life jobs to do. It's going to be YouTube content day, big time tomorrow. So there'll be some videos going up. There'll be some short form content going up. I'll get the rest of the weekly live chats booked in. So if you regularly attend the live chats here on Brooks's Bass Corner, the regular ones start back, I think, on September the 5th. And I've started booking those in. So if you want to join in on those, you can. You can set up a feature within YouTube and do it now if you wish. If you go into the videos, go into the live section, you'll see the upcoming live chats. So we've got one of the last of the 3 summer monthly live chats coming up. That's live chat number 53. If you click on it, it will show you the video screen, the live chat window. You'll see there's a grey box there that says notify me. If you click on it, it'll send you a reminder on the day of the live chat, about 15 minutes before we go live. So you can do that for any of the live chats. So at the moment, I think I've got booked in up to live chat 62, which I think is October, end of October. I need to get November and December's booked in. So I'll do those tomorrow. Get them booked in, get the thumbnails done. Get the social media links sorted as well. And then it will be get some videos up for you fine people. So some new content coming your way. Try and get a whole load of short form content filmed, edited and ready tomorrow. What else? Got some basses that I'm borrowing. So there'll be some demos and reviews of those. And I've got plenty of my own that need doing as well. Yeah, all good. All good. Let me turn the live chat messages on. This is an impromptu live chat, by the way. I didn't book this in. It was just, I thought I'd give you an update on how last night's show went. So we did, last night was gig 56 with the Status Empathy. Let me get the Empathy. I can give you a little string demo so you can hear where we are. I will be literally 10 seconds, so just bear with me a moment. There we go. So I'm a bit rosaceaed up today. For those of you that don't know, I don't normally talk about it, but I suffer with rosacea. I got sunburnt a few too many times when I used to do regular trips to Israel, and I suffer with it now. So if ever you see me on video and I look a bit flushed as though I've been on a skiing holiday, I haven't. It's rosacea kicking in. A lot of the time I manage to cover it up with skin cover and stuff, but it's early on Saturday. I haven't done my makeup yet, you know, so suffering a bit today. It's quite warm and muggy, so it's made it sort of flare up. So for those of you of a younger nature, you probably haven't experienced these things, but as you get older, if you get sunburnt or any skin damage through UV light, you might get rosacea. Believe me, it's no fun. There we are. So if you're thinking, God, he looks a bit flushed, you've been on the booze. I haven't. It's just rosacea. So yeah, anyway, enough of that. So I'm going to move my chair back so you can see a bit more of the bass. So here we have the Status Empathy, doing the business. LEDs are in, of course. If you've not seen this bass before, or you're a Status fan, you think, what the hell's he got? It's a Status Empathy. This is a 1998 model. The Empathies replaced the Series 2s in Status's bass range in the early 90s. Then they were phased out and the S2 Classic was launched. The S2 Classic replaced this. I still think this is a better bass. There will be, and I can say this now because I know where the bass is, there will be a review and demo of an S2 Classic imminently. And what I might do is a comparison video, see how they compare. So I'll set it up with both basses with the same strings, and we'll do a bit of a tone comparison at some point. So what was I talking about? The bass string experiment series. So this set of strings, Road Sound Swing Bass 66 40-100 gauge, have been on since the 27th, 28th, 29th of July last year, 2022. It's now August the 12th, 2023. So these strings have been on since last year. You can tell they're the same ones. I marked them up with black pen when we put them on. So there's a workshop video about how to make your status empathy bass play as well as possible. You'll find it in the videos. I'll put a link in the description box later. And on that video, I marked up the string ends because I knew I was going to be doing this series of videos. And so they've been on since last July. They've done 56 gigs as of last night. They'll be doing 57 today. I haven't got an amplifier here. Dog's fast asleep. But I can give you an acoustic demo so you can actually hear how they're faring. So as I've said, although you guys won't know because I haven't updated the Bass String Experiment series with the videos, but on the channel we're up to gig 14. In real life, today's 57. So those videos actually you might well see one of those tomorrow. And I said months ago that what we were going to do is, because once you get past about 10 or 11 gigs, the strings fall into like a groove where they just sound the same. They don't really change until you get to like gig 20, and then they start dying off and they feel different. So each of the Bass String Experiment series videos from this point on will feature 5 shows. So it seemed daft producing a video and saying the same thing on each one. So much better for me, for you, the audience, just to watch one video that pulls together 5 gigs, and then I can say at the end of the 5 gigs, this is what those strings were like. So the G string still got some punch and some twang. So that's the G string, D string. They're okay. The A string is where it all changes. Okay. So this is now like a bit of old rope. Although it sounds okay, but feel-wise, it's kind of, I say solidified. It's like the tension's hardened. It's just, you know, the E and the A strings are the 2 strings as bass players we're going to play the most. So it's not surprising, is it? So here's the E string, and this is really like a bit of old rope, really. But, he says, plucking a bit of old rope, this bass is blessed with a 3-band EQ with sweepable mids. Rob Green created an absolute wonder here. And I said on one of the videos yesterday when I was at the festival, I call this bass the tonal battering ram. I've never played any gig with any band where I can't get this bass to cut through. Whether mids, top end, bottom end, it's so powerful and solid in the bottom and low mids. It's got punch, it's got clarity, it's got power to spare. And even with these strings dying off and the bottom end, we're talking dead here. That EQ gets me out of jail. It covers everything. So if I want more twang, I can have it. I want more bottom end, I can have it. I want a tighter mid-range, I can have it. It doesn't matter that the strings feel old, but that's what they are. They've done 56 gigs, you know, in a year. I haven't cleaned them. They haven't been used for rehearsals or anything else. They've just done gigs. But what I did find last night was these strings are starting to smooth out. So rotor sounds, especially swing bass, are known for their rough feel and the windings and what have you. That was one of the reasons I love these strings. On any gig, not that you're nervous, but if you're apprehensive about something, or you don't know the gig very well, or the surety of having the wind, there's something to grip onto. I did a gig last week on a festival. The bass was hired in and had been strung with a brand of strings that I'm not against. They're certainly not my preference. There's one product in their range that I really like, but I know what they were strung with because the packet was in the case. and they were nickel strings, which aren't my preference anyway, but the windings felt so smooth, and it was like it's like someone had coated the strings with Vaseline. They were slippery and slidey all over the place. Didn't like them at all. I like the surety of a rotor sound swing bass string. I can feel those windings, I can feel the roughness, but it gives you something to grip onto. If you've got a bass that's gloss coated, like this Precision was, it had a gloss maple neck and fingerboard. It was slippery as hell. It was like trying to play an eel, and these strings didn't help. It's what I love about rotor sound strings. You know exactly where you are. There's like something you can grip onto with them. Yeah, so that's kind of what works for me, but they're doing great. I'm going to be sending a little video message to Jason Howe later at Rotor Sound, just to say thank you very much for a superb product. So on some basses, maybe on a passive bass, I doubt these strings would have got to 57 gigs. They would have been so dead, but on this status, they just work. Yeah. And that EQ just solves all the problems. You got dead strings, it doesn't matter. The EQ will give you what you need. At the moment, it's like playing a set of half wounds that have been played for a while. That's what it feels like to me. But I'm fine with them. The only reason we're going to change these strings, I don't know how long. They could maybe go for 100 gigs. Who knows? I doubt it. But if a string snaps, that's the end of the experiment. If the tone dies off to such an extent that I can't get by anymore, they'll get changed. Or if they lose their tuning stability, because at the moment I'm tuning them up and they're fine. But there comes a point with old strings where you can tune them up and within a verse and a chorus, that string might be out of tune. If that happens, these strings are coming off. But at the moment, we soldier on. We'll see how far we can go with these. Yeah, so you got any questions about this bass? You want to ask anything? Feel free, let me know. Got any questions about basses, amps, pedals, accessories, gig bags, strings, how to set up a pedal board, how to do gigs, how to get in a band, how to win an audition? Anything. If I can offer some advice, let me know. I'm happy to help. That's what I'm here for. I see 2 people are watching, so thank you very much for joining in. It's good to see you. If you're regular, let me know. I don't mean regular in the bathroom sense. I mean regular here on the channel. Leave me a message. If you're on the mobile app, live chat window is directly below. If you're on the desktop version, it's that way. Put your insertion point in the live chat window. Type your message, press send. I'll see it. As soon as I see it, I'll respond to it. What else can I tell you? Affiliate links I'll put in the description box after the event. So if you've got any bass related purchases coming up, if you're thinking of buying from Amazon, Thomann, Gear for Music or Andertons, you can help the channel out. Click on an affiliate link. If you want to buy something soon, and I haven't put the affiliate link in, just go to any video on the channel. You'll find the affiliate links are in every video. If you're after some Brooks's Bass Corner merchandise, again, I'll put affiliate links in later. For the moment, if you want to buy anything, t-shirts, hoodies, caps, hats, bags, you know the drill. Go to any video here on the channel. You'll find the affiliate links for the UK and Europe store and the US and worldwide store. It's all there. Actually, what are the LEDs doing? They're okay. Replacement battery due probably next week, I would imagine. Got a busy week next week. Let's think. Uncle Funk at Bristol, the Legends Festival, Blaze Castle. We're there on Friday. So if you're in the West Country, you want to come, let me know. If I've got guest list places and I can help you out, then just let me know. Saturday, I've got an Uncle Funk wedding in Newmarket, and then Sunday I've got Platinum ABBA, which is an ABBA tribute, of course, at Princess Theatre in Hunstanton, in North Norfolk, up on the coast. So again, if you're anywhere nearby and you'd like to come along, let me know. If I've got guest list spaces and I can accommodate you, I will, happily. So yeah. For Status fans, of course, I hope you've all seen the announcement. Rob Green's going to make a new range of basses called the 23s. Wood-based with graphite inserts in the necks. They look great. A little overpriced for a wood bass, I feel, but there we go. They are what they are. There's not going to be an endless supply of Status instruments, so if you're interested in one, take a look on the website. There are photos there and an explanation of what's going on and a technical spec. If you're watching, Rob, thank you for all the years of service, not just from this bass, but the other States basses I've got. Got a sleeping chihuahua now. Wore himself out with his new friend at the Common. He met a 16-week-old sausage dog called Rocky, and they both got on like a house on fire. So he wore himself out. So yeah, there we go. You want to ask any questions about this? Feel free. It's done thousands of gigs. Probably, it's got to be close to about 2,000. I've owned it since 2002. I bought it brand new, but it was made in 1998. But it wasn't sold. It wasn't even put up for sale until 2002. March 1998. So bought a new pedal the other day, and it's winging its way here. I've bought the MXR Poly Blue Octave pedal. So there'll be a demo and review of that soon. I'm going to be running through a whole load of pedals over the next couple of weeks. Stuff that I've bought, stuff that I already had. I haven't done any pedal videos in, goodness me, maybe nearly 2 years. Bad form, Mike. So I will be playing catch up. So there'll be a whole raft of those appearing. And that pedal will be here on Monday. So all of the Source Audio pedals that I bought back in February, the Aftershock pedal that I got in April, all of those are going to be featured in videos very, very shortly. In fact, tomorrow I might even produce a couple of short videos looking at each one straight out of the box. So nothing planned, it's literally get the pedal out, turn it on, plug a bass in, see what we're presented with. See how easy it is to oh, sorry, I just got a message on my phone. Bizarre. Yeah, so some very sort of instant, this is the pedal, out the box, how quick and easy is it to dial in usable sounds, we'll see. I could either do it as a live chat or a video on the channel. Actually, maybe that's just a little too high. You can't really see what I'm doing, can you? That's a little better. Yeah, there we go. So I was talking about some basses I've borrowed. Let me go and get one for you. So a friend has lent me some basses to do some reviews and demos and stuff with. I'll be back in a second. That will be. I was wondering why my bass felt low slung on last night's gig, and I kept looking at the strap thinking, I can't get the bass high enough. I've got the longest strap. I normally have a strap where that bit doesn't exist, and I put the wrong strap on the bass. Idiot. Anyway, one of the basses I've borrowed to do some demos and reviews. So we have a cherry red Series 3 JD Supernatural bass. So it's going to be getting a setup and a new set of strings and all of that caper. So there'll be a workshop video on it very shortly. Anyone who's Mark King or a Level 42 fan, you're going to know what this is. So it's a Series 3. Anyone that doesn't know the differences. So Series 1 is basically the classic design that you see Mark using, where that neck pickup is much closer to the neck. There's a very small gap. The Series 2 has a different body shape, and it has what's called a slap funk groove there. So there was room for you to put your finger in the groove, gives you a bit more room to pull the strings. The Series 3 has got rid of that groove, but the body shape is different to a Series 2. Slightly smaller than the Classic, but less elongated than a Series 2. If you look at a Series 2, you have this big bulbous part to the body, and then there's kind of this midsection, and the horns are stretched out, and it's like having a big bum and a small chest, if you pardon the phrase. But this is more in proportion, and it's a bit easier to manage. So the original Series 1 and the Classic models had a much, even more extended area here. It's a bit more bulky. This is sort of, if you like, the perfect sculpt of the ones and the twos into the three. Then you've got the, excuse me, a lot of singing last night, the old throat's a bit raspy. You've then got the GA24, which is George Anderson from Shack Attack's signature model, has 24 frets. So these have 21. 21, yeah. So it's a JD, 3-band EQ, pickup selector. Well, that feels like it's seen better days. Active passive switch, volume, passive tone control, 3-band EQ, XLR for a clean the signal into a desk, jack input. It's all the usual JD stuff you would expect. Plays okay. I think the truss rod needs a bit of adjustment. One of the screws in the G-string saddle has no grip. It's not a hex Allen key shape anymore. It's just round, so nothing's gripping. So I'm going to get in touch with JD and get some replacement saddle screws. But otherwise, fairly clean. It's had a few dings, knocks, a few scratches and scrapes. It is what it is. It's probably had a good playing life. Let's see, just stick this on the strap. I haven't really played it much. It's hasn't been here long. The old pickups look very grimy around the edge, and could do with a bit of a polish and a bit of looking after, some TLC, so we get that on the workbench. And I will naturally film all of that for you fine people out there in YouTube land and let you see it. I haven't even plugged this in yet. I don't know if electronically it's okay. We'll find out though. Yeah, real deal. Series 3 JD, Supernatural. Not bad. Frets are going to need a bit of cleaning up as well, that's for sure. It's probably never been cleaned in their lives. Oh. G-string came off the side of the neck. It's very close. It's all good. Quite looking forward to hooking that up to a Trace Elliott. And also the SWR Redhead. Spare me a moment. There we go. That's my alarm. Thank you. Yes, I got the message. Thanks. So yeah. So that's pretty much the update from Brooks's Bass Corner this Saturday morning. So it's just turned midday. I'm going to get some lunch, pack the car, get the dog dropped off with the in-laws, and head on over to my gig. Might be able to do a live chat later. We'll have to see what the reception's like over in sunny Chelmsford. And if there's some reception, I can do a live chat. I will see you there. So keep an eye on the announcements and notifications. I've actually had some people who have subscribed to the channel saying they're not receiving notifications when I'm doing these impromptu live chats on gigs and stuff. You've got to make sure, A, that you've hit the subscribe button, of course, but the notification bell has 3 settings. When you click on the notification bell, there's 3 options. So there's none, highlights, and all. If you want notifications when I'm doing live chats and stuff, you need to make sure you've selected all. If you do highlights, then the YouTube algorithm will just select the things that it thinks you want to see. So you're not going to get notified of live chats. If you select none, then yeah, you're going to get no notifications when I do anything on the channel. So make sure you select all, and then you should, when I do an impromptu live chat like this, you should be notified. That's generally how it works. So on that note, I'm going to let you have a lovely Saturday. Hope you have a great weekend wherever you are. If you're out gigging, have a great time. Look after yourselves. Be safe. Hope your playing is thunderously magnificent. And yeah, hopefully we'll be able to do another one later on. We'll see how we go. But if I don't, then tomorrow there will be loads of content. Well, I say loads. Long form content, I can only do one every 2 days. And short form content, but I will be on it tomorrow. So there'll be community tab posts, social media posts, videos going up. Keep your eyes peeled. On that note, me and the JD, we're going to say, have a great weekend. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon. All the best.